Today, I'm going to recap one of the best Korean crime and gangster movie, New World. The story follows the protagonist, Ja-seong, an undercover cop who has been deeply embedded within South Korea's most powerful crime syndicate for years. Living a dangerous double life, he constantly struggles between his duty as an undercover police officer and his loyalty to the gang. When the head of the crime syndicate suddenly dies in an accident, a brutal succession war begins. Caught in the middle of this chaos, Ja-seong is forced to make difficult choices. Now the question is, will he be able to take care of them and bring the organization down, or will he become a part of it forever? At the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to Gold Moon, the largest crime syndicate in South Korea, which operates under the cover of a legitimate corporate enterprise. The organization is led by Chairman Seok, a powerful and influential figure who has united various gangster leaders under one system. Different crime clans work for him, all brought together under the name of Gold Moon. Recently, Chairman Seok managed to escape prosecution despite facing multiple charges. After this, he begins to suspect that there might be a spy within his organization. Meanwhile, Ja-seong, a high-ranking member of Gold Moon, along with his men, captures one of their own members and brutally interrogates him. When he refuses to confess, they kill him. After that, they put his body inside a barrel and dump it into the ocean. On the other side, we see Chairman Seok returning from his girlfriend's house. Suddenly, a truck crashes into his car, dragging it along the road in a brutal accident. Emergency services quickly arrive at the scene and rush him to the hospital. The news of the accident spreads quickly, and soon the entire organization gathers at the hospital. Ja-seong arrives there and meets Jung-jae, one of the three main leaders under Chairman Seok. Later, he heads to the airport to receive another leader, Chung, who has just returned from Shanghai. Chung has a rude and aggressive personality, but he considers Ja-seong a close friend, as they have known each other for a long time. On their way to the hospital, Chung offers Ja-seong a watch as a gift to celebrate his wife's pregnancy. However, Ja-seong refuses the gift, mocking it as a cheap brand and handing it back to him. Already short-tempered, Chung gets irritated and starts taking out his anger on one of his junior members. Meanwhile, all the leaders gather at the hospital, waiting for the results of Chairman Seok's operation. After some time, the doctors come out and announce that Chairman Seok has died. Hearing the news, Jung-jae becomes furious and lashes out at the doctors. Meanwhile, the rest of the organization is left deeply worried about its future. The next day, a grand funeral ceremony is held. Police officers are also present there, keeping a close eye on the organization through surveillance, which angers Jung-jae. He confronts them and even smashes their camera. At that moment, Chief Kang, the police officer leading the investigation against Gold Moon, steps in to support his subordinates. Realizing the situation, Jung-jae backs off and pays for the damaged camera. Back at the police headquarters, senior officers begin discussing who will take over Chairman Seok's position after his death. Gold Moon is an alliance formed by three major clans: the Jaebum clan, the Jeil clan, and the North Moon clan. Three candidates are most likely to become the new chairman. The first is Chung, backed by the North Moon clan. He has strong connections with foreign crime groups and handles business outside Korea. The second candidate is Jung-jae, supported by the most powerful clan. He was very close to Chairman Seok and is one of the most influential figures in the organization. The third candidate is Seoki, backed by the Jeil clan. However, due to his old age and the clan's weaker influence, his chances of becoming chairman are very low. At this point, the police officers are planning how they can influence the situation and eventually destroy the Gold Moon organization from within. In the next scene, we see Ja-seong playing a board game with an unknown woman. During their conversation, he tells her about the upcoming board meeting where the succession process will be decided. Later, something makes him angry, and he goes to an old building to meet a mysterious person. There, it is revealed that the man is Chief Kang. This is where we learn that Ja-seong is actually an undercover cop working for the police. The woman he was playing the board game with is revealed to be his handler. Ja-seong has spent 8 years inside the organization, and during this time, he has risen through the ranks to become one of the top gang members. He becomes furious at Chief Kang because he was promised that once Chairman Seok was taken care of, his mission would be over. However, his handler tells him that they still need him to influence the succession process. At first, Ja-seong refuses, but Chief Kang reminds him that his wife is pregnant and even brings a gift for her. Hearing this, Ja-seong realizes that the police have been secretly tracking him and his family. This shocks and angers him even more. However, despite his anger, he has no choice but to continue, as he now feels that his family is also at risk. According to the plan, a board meeting is held 2 days later, where they decide that the final selection of the next chairman will take place the following week. As expected, two major factions begin to form, one led by Chung and the other by Jung-gu. Ja-seong is closer to Chung, but he does not openly support anyone. After the meeting, Ja-seong walks with Chung toward the parking area. In the elevator, Chung tells him that he has to travel to Shanghai for work. Before leaving, he asks Ja-seong to take care of his business and make sure Jung-gu does not take advantage of his absence. While they are talking, a car suddenly rushes toward them, almost hitting them, but stops at the last moment. It turns out to be Jung-gu, who was just trying to intimidate them before driving away. Later, Chung invites Ja-seong to celebrate his wife's pregnancy, hoping to gain his support in becoming the next chairman. After this, Ja-seong meets his handler to gather more information about the plan, as his life is now at serious risk. However, his handler strictly tells him to follow protocol and only do what he is instructed. Hearing this, Ja-seong becomes very angry and says that even his gangster group trusts him more than the police do. Before leaving, he informs her that Chung will be flying to Shanghai the next morning. On the other side, Jung-gu invites the elders of his faction to his office to secure their initial support and intimidates them into siding with him. The next day, Ja-seong accompanies Chung to the airport. There, he notices a large number of undercover police officers monitoring them, which makes him nervous, as he has no idea what is about to happen. Just after Chung passes through the security gate, some officers take him away for questioning. Soon, he finds himself in an interrogation room with Chief Kang. Chief Kang shows him a detailed report on Gold Moon's internal activities. From this, Chung realizes that such information could only come from a spy within the organization. But to his surprise, Chief Kang proposes a deal. If Chung cooperates, they can take down Jung-gu together, making it easier for Chung to become the next chairman. Kang tells him to think about the offer during his flight. However, before leaving, Chung questions how Kang even knew about his sudden trip to Shanghai. Kang simply walks away without answering. On the plane, Chung tells his lawyer to run a background check on Chief Kang. He also orders him to hire a group of hitmen, making it clear that anyone suspected of being a police spy inside the organization must be eliminated. Meanwhile, Chief Kang and his team prepare to take action. Just as Jung-gu is about to have breakfast with his men, Kang suddenly arrives with his officers. He shows Jung-gu an arrest warrant and takes him into custody. Before being taken away, Jung-gu asks Kang whether Chung was the one who leaked information about him. However, Kang gives no clear answer. When Chung hears about Jung-gu's arrest, he decides to meet him. He immediately returns from Shanghai to Korea and goes straight to see Jung-gu. Chung tries to convince him that he had nothing to do with the leak, but Jung-gu, filled with anger, refuses to believe him and threatens revenge. Despite this, Chung insists on his innocence and eventually leaves. After that, Chung meets Chief Kang and tries to thank him by offering a cake filled with money as a bribe. However, Kang rejects it and throws it away. On the other side, we see Ja-seong taking his wife to the hospital for a checkup. Later, as they are driving back home, her phone rings, but she doesn't answer the call. It is then revealed that the call was from Chief Kang, who was asking about Ja-seong. This makes it clear that Ja-seong's wife is secretly acting as a spy for Kang and is reporting information about him. However, Ja-seong's wife now wants to quit this job, as she is tired of it, just like her husband. She also starts feeling loyal toward him and no longer wants to spy on him. On the other side, Chung has already received all the information about Chief Kang. He secretly hires a Chinese hacker to gather these files, and after reading them, he is completely shocked. Meanwhile, the hitman group hired by Chung arrives in Korea. Around the same time, Ja-seong calls Chung and asks about his sudden return. Chung tells him to meet at a warehouse, saying he has a special surprise for him. Although Ja-seong finds this strange, he cannot refuse the offer. At the same time, the hitman group makes their first move. Using the hacked files, they discover the identity of one of Ja-seong's handlers and reach her house. When she sees them through the CCTV cameras, she grabs a gun and fights back, but the hitmen overpower her and capture her alive. Soon, Ja-seong arrives at the warehouse with his most trusted associate. There, Chung asks him to open a barrel so he can show him the surprise he mentioned. As Ja-seong opens the barrel, he is completely shocked. Inside is his handler, brutally tortured by Chung and his men. Chung then reveals that this is the same woman who used to play board games with Ja Seong every day, and that she was actually a spy. Ja Seong starts sweating heavily as Chung hands him a file containing detailed information about everyone involved. At this moment, he believes his identity might have been exposed. However, when he looks through the file, he only finds information about the handler and Chief Kang, not himself. This makes him realize that Chung still doesn't know that he is the undercover cop. Then Chung gives him one last shock. Before Ja Seong can fully process everything, Chung suddenly attacks and brutally kills the associate who came with him. At that moment, Ja Seong realizes that even his trusted companion was actually an undercover cop working for Chief Kang. With this, Chung has successfully eliminated all the spies around Ja Seong, presenting it as a gift for him. Finally, Chung orders the hitmen to kill the captured handler. But before they can do anything, Ja Seong grabs a gun and shoots her himself, ending her life to save her from further torture. On the other side, inside the prison, Chief Kang meets Jung-gu and shows him photos of Chung secretly meeting with him. His goal is to create conflict between Chung and Jung-gu, making Jung-gu believe that Chung was the one who leaked information. Seeing this, Jung-gu becomes furious. Later, when his men visit him in jail, he orders them to attack Chung. The next day, Ja Seong meets Chief Kang to discuss the situation. Kang reveals that their system has been hacked, and all the classified information has been leaked. Hearing this, Ja Seong desperately wants to quit the mission, but suddenly, Seoki, the third candidate, arrives. Ja Seong realizes that Chief Kang is secretly supporting Seoki to become the next chairman because he is weak and can be controlled easily. Kang wants Ja Seong to help him with this plan. This makes Ja Seong extremely angry, and he grabs Kang by the collar. However, Kang threatens to reveal Ja Seong's true identity, something no one else knows. With no other choice, Ja Seong is forced to cooperate. Meanwhile, Jung-gu's men make their move and attack Chung. Although Chung has fewer men with him, he fights back fiercely. Even when he gets trapped inside an elevator, surrounded by many attackers, he manages to take most of them down. However, Chung is badly injured during the fight. Soon after, the police arrive and take the injured to the hospital. At the same time, Jung-gu's men attempt to attack Ja Seong's wife at her home, but the police are already there, waiting for them. Despite this, due to the extreme stress, Ja Seong's wife suffers a miscarriage. The doctors later explain that her stress levels severely affected her pregnancy. During this time, Ja Seong learns about Chung's condition and rushes to the hospital. There, Chung is in a critical state. Before dying, Chung calls Ja Seong closer and tells him to choose a side for his own good, indirectly hinting that he knows the truth about him. He also tells Ja Seong that he has left a gift for him in his office safe. Shortly after, Chung passes away. Later, the organization holds his funeral, the second funeral in just 1 month. With Chung dead and Jung-gu in prison, Seoki's rise to chairman now seems almost certain. After this, Ja Seong goes to Chung's office and opens the safe. Inside, he finds files containing detailed information, including his own identity. Along with the files, there is also a watch, the same gift Chung once tried to give him, but this time, it's not a cheap one, it's an expensive watch. At that moment, Ja Seong is overwhelmed with emotion. He finally realizes that Chung truly considered him his best friend, but now it's too late. This time, Ja Seong accepts the gift and wears the watch. The next day, Ja Seong prepares himself for the voting day. Seoki arrives in a car and asks Ja Seong to join him. However, instead of going to the board meeting, they take him to an isolated location. There, Seoki's men surround Ja Seong. At first, it seems like Ja Seong has come here to break away from the police and is about to be killed. But then, a major twist changes everything. Instead of killing Ja Seong, Seoki's own men turn against him and kill Seoki. This is because, compared to Chung and Jung-gu, Seoki was the weakest leader and had very little influence within the organization. On the other side, the police release Jung-gu from custody. Then he returns to his office. As he sits down on the sofa to rest, Ja Seong's men arrive. They have already been tracking him. Without giving him any chance, they throw him out of the building from a high floor, killing him instantly. After this, with the help of Chung's hired hitman group, Ja Seong eliminates the remaining powerful elders who supported Seoki and Jung-gu. Finally, Ja Seong also takes down Chief Kang, the man who manipulated him, broke his promises, and pushed the organization into chaos. With Kang gone, all remaining threats are completely eliminated. After sacrificing so much, Ja-seong leaves behind his identity as a police spy and rises to become the new chairman of Goldmoon. Now, as the leader of the organization, he finally begins to live life on his own terms. And with this, the movie comes to an end.